There is a setting in Microsoft Copilot that you have never touched. It's right there 2 inches from where you type and it says auto. I've trained thousands of people on Copilot and I'm pretty sure I will bet money that yours say auto right now and you never touched this setting. Here's the thing, Anthropic Claude's models are sitting in that menu and they're most likely included in the license that you are already paying for, and trust me, it changes everything. In this video, I'll show you how to use Copilot in Claude in Excel and also Claude in the researcher agent and Claude inside your Copilot agents that you're already building. And I'll also show you the settings to turn that on if you don't see it. All right, let's get going. I'll start with my favorite use case. We are in Excel. So I have a pizzeria. It's the Slice Big Pizzeria. And I have some data right here, okay? It's all my orders from my 2 different locations, Plateau and Verdun. And what I want to know is actually, should I keep those locations open after 9 p.m.? Okay, so I want to make a business decision. Is it worth it to keep my pizzeria open after 9 p.m. So we have the order time right here in column C, and I have the same Excel file open on the left and on the right. Okay, and on the right, I'm going to open the Copilot pane, which is at the bottom right. I already have that opened, and I'm going to pick right here the Claude Opus 5 model, okay? And you should pick the Claude model whenever you can, whenever the task is more thorough, because you will see what it does, okay? And on the left, I leave it on auto, which is probably what you're already doing, and it's fine. This thing is brand new. We don't know what's that for, and we leave it on auto, but we don't want to let Copilot decide which model to give us because some of them are better at specific tasks, and Claude is really good at data analysis, okay? So I will just hit send. Just before, make sure you are in the allow editing mode, and I will put my prompt right here in the description below, but basically, I ask to break down the results by location, okay? And I will speed this up and I will show you the difference between the auto model on the left and the right model, which is Claude. And if you don't have Claude available in the drop-down list, don't worry, I'll show you later how you get that. All right, let's be honest. On the left, on the auto model, it took roughly 4 minutes. On the right, it took roughly 7 minutes. So Claude on the right is more thorough. First, let's have a look at the auto. Look at that. Just the results that I have right here in the pane from Copilot are just very simple, okay? Simplistic. I'm not sure how to say that. And on the right, okay, let me pull that. You can see that it's very more thorough, okay? So that's only the text that Copilot wrote, okay? Now let me click X here. Let me take the auto model and show you the results. Okay, I will click done right here. So everything highlighted will disappear. You can see that's the only thing that it did right here. Let me zoom a little bit, close the pane. That's what I received. Okay, that's what I received. So basically it analyzed my orders. Remember, we're looking at, should we close a location that we're selling pizza after 9 p.m. Okay, gave me a clear recommendation at the top, but the results, that's what we get, okay? And on the order sheet, which is my data set, at the right, it added all those helper columns, as we call them, okay? Super interesting, but let me show you what it did in Claude, okay? Here I am in the Excel file of Claude, and I look at the analysis. Look at that. I feel like it's way better. Right now, we got some steps, right? Step 1 was the data quality check. So there was some duplicates in my data. Okay, then there is my channel X day part, both locations combined. So it just told me, here's the timing and here's the channel, and it broke down everything. Okay, then it did a cross analysis of all the data together. Then it did a recommendation. Okay, and the recommendation here, I feel like is way more clearer for, let's say, a cost accountant right here, accountant, which I am. I'm an accountant, and you know, it's just better overall. Okay, so that's what you get for using Claude instead of the auto model, because you will force Copilot to use this model, which is way more thorough. And of course, it consumes more usage, but that's the payoff for better results. Okay, so that was one of my use cases that I love. Let's get to the next one. Okay, if you're wondering why you don't have the Claude model, first, maybe you don't have a paid license of Copilot. If you don't pay, you don't have access to Anthropic model. But then if you go to the admin.cloud.microsoft.com, maybe you're not the admin, but there's someone in your company that is an admin, okay? And then you go under Copilot right here. You go under settings, okay? You need to turn them on because in the Europe, because of GDPR and all those data processing stuff that I'm not the best at. If you're in Europe, maybe your company cannot use Anthropic, and I will say yet, okay? Anthropic model, so Claude Opus is from Anthropic, which is the company behind Claude, etc. So if I scroll down, okay, and I think it's user experiences here, okay? You go at the bottom, allow Anthropic as a Microsoft sub-processor. You click here, okay? And then your admin, he will be able to enable or disable them for specific people only, okay? So I will let you manage this with your admin internally, but that's why if you don't see them, okay? If you're lost so far in this video and you're like, oh my God, what did Dave just showed you? He showed us Copilot in Excel. He showed us that you can pick different models. What is this? I'm lost with AI. I made a course, Copilot Essentials from AI Beginner to Proficient, which was followed by more than 3,000 busy pros like you, and it takes you step by step with different modules, and you will see if you take the course, you will get so good with Copilot in just 3 hours. It's my best craft to date. The link is in the description below. I can't talk. The link is in the description down below. Learn copilot.ai/masterclass. And now back to the video. Another place that Claude is very useful is in my agents. Okay, so I'm in the researcher agent. Again, you need a paid Copilot license to do that. And basically, at the top, you can pick some models, okay? And here I will show you the critique model, which is basically the researcher agent. It will uses GPT model, and then it will refine the answers by Claude. So you have two LLMs, two large language models that will help you get best results with your agent, okay? There's one other thing I want to address here, the model console. Basically what it does is that each model will run its own analysis. I've tried it a few times and I've had zero great results. It could not work at all. So I don't advise you to do that, because I did for you and it doesn't work. Okay, so I want to show you the critique one. So basically what I did here with my researcher agent, because the strength of the researcher agent is that it can it can do some research. Okay, so I attached my Excel file that you just saw from the previous example, and I asked to give me a recommendation, the two strongest arguments against shutting down my delivery app orders after 9 p.m. Okay, and tell me what I need to measure in the next 60 days. And I asked to cite your source. And one thing you can do with the researcher agent is just click here on the sources and you make sure to pick the right sources. In this case, I don't need like my emails, my chat, my meetings, except if I had some discussions with my bosses about that and I want researcher to take them into account. So I just need the web, okay? And then I ran this. It will take a few seconds. It will ask you some follow-up questions and you can see the results right here, okay? It says generated by GPT, refined by Claude, okay? And that's so good, the results that it will give you. Let me show you the data right here, okay? So if you just use the regular auto, again, Copilot will take some shortcut and the results will be less thorough. It might take less time, but you know why? Because the results are not good. Okay, so I will just scroll down. Basically, it did a data quality similar to Excel, but it's different. Okay, it integrated the web into the research right here, which is why we're using the researcher agent. Then it did a quarter mix of my business. Then if we scroll down, it just addresses every data point from my Excel file. And also it will show you the sources. Let me scroll down a little bit here. You can see here where the data aligns with and differ from industry norms. So it brought some benchmark from the web. So it compared my internal data, my Excel file, with the web data. It made an analysis for me. And as you can see here, we have some sources. In this case, it took the DoorDash. And if I click on the top right, I have all of my sources right here. And I can click, okay, it took from this website that I don't know, and it took the information from this website and put it in my research analysis. Okay, so that's one thing that you can do. And other than that, I have some other agents. Let's say the HR policy concierge right here, which I created for my training purposes. But I can pick right here, click the model. The Claude model are not available just yet into agents, but I have a feeling that it's coming up soon because I think it's really great. But for your agents, same thing, pick the models, make sure you pick Think Deeper, okay? And if you see Claude appearing at some point, pick Claude, but for now, just pick Think Deeper, okay? So I hope you enjoyed that. There is one more thing I wanted to discuss with you. It's cowork. And if you haven't been into cowork just yet, it's like agents on steroids. It can do complete workflows for you, but I will reserve these mysterious use cases to another video, which is right here. I will show you 7 use cases that you can do with cowork. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a big thumbs up, and I will catch you in another video. Peace.